Hello and welcome to the first edition of ICFFE's Christmas Yule Log. That, of course, stands for International Center for Fire Excellence. I'm pyrologist and pyrotechnician Dr. Dale Hedberg. As most of you probably already know, I've been working in the blaze and fire field for many years. Most of my adult life, in fact. Before I was the president and chairman of the ICFFE, I worked as a CO for the ARFFF for 8 years, and before that as an ACEM for the FSFL for 12. Currently, I'm the professor of pyrogenics at the world-renowned Fire of the Sacred Heart College, or FSHC for short. That's just to name a few of the prestigious positions I've held in the field of blaze and fire. But enough about me. Let's talk about this beautiful double FF10. For the layperson, that simply means common fireplace fire. Why don't we go off script now and just get into the beauty that is a double FF10. Here we see the flame vector quality at about, I'd say a 4. Keep that in mind in case there's a test later. Pyrology is a very complex study, and I'd like to take this double FF10 as an example to show you how complex it can really be. This is common hickory. It's what we call a fine fuel or a light fuel. Its EQMC is low and its ERC is high. Perfect for a double FF10. The backdrafting is becoming more and more concentrated as we speak. Wow. There are 4 anchor points in this double FF10. Can you spot them? I know I can. For those of you that don't know, the how do I put this in terms that you might understand? The ERC, or the energy release component, is raising quite rapidly here. And that essentially means that the EQMC is going down. Equilibrium moisture content. The fire front is the coldest part of a fire, and the backdraft is the hottest. The flare-up flanks are caused by the forbs. The fuel bed fuels the forbs, and the forbs form flanks. The FMC is low, especially this time of year. Therefore, you get this appearance of fire with the concentration of overhead heat indexes in the sling load. This perfect mix of hickory and pine was specifically chosen for this double FF10, and it is arranged in a dead cross sleigh. That's for defragrilation. That flame vector quality, wow. Flare-up burnover? That's a flare-up burnover. Wow, I rarely see that with double FF10s. That was a flare-up burnover. A flare-up burnover on a double FF10? A flare-up burnover. Wow. Wow. The cockloft can barely handle that one. One thing I like to tell all my students, one of the first things that my students learn in my class is about the fire triangle. That simply is oxygen, heat, and fuel. The oxygen and the heat and the fuel represent the three angles on a triangle. And that's what I like to call the fun triangle. Because to me, and to most, fire can be fun. Oh, just got defrag-related. Just defrag-related right out. Huh. I haven't seen that in years. I haven't seen that defrag relation in years. Most of you can't pinpoint it, but there is a Ventura effect from the backflow. The cockloft above the fire is rated for a level 13 blaze, and this one's rated at about a 10 or 11. Might get up to a 12, but I highly doubt that. This double FF10 reminds me of my wife. Beautiful, but slow moving. This double FF10, its heat index has increased significantly since the new fuel forb has been added to the fire. The Haynes index is skyrocketing. Not to worry though, the cockloft above the fire is rated for a level 13 blaze, and this is still just a level 12, and the anflow level is quite low. The flash point here in the vector flame is to the left, as you can clearly see, is 14.7 and rising. Oh, sling load. Sling load. Here we see the anchor point of the fire quite far back. And this blaze, right now, is at a category 10. That's 10 out of 12 categories. The flame vector quality, as you can see quite obviously, if you know anything about blaze and fires, is a level 2. The backdrafting concentration you can see here is quite high, as the forbs in the frontal cortex are vastly outnumbering the back quadrant, and it's beautiful to me, but that's because I love fires and I've dedicated my life to studying them. I would just like to tell you about the smoke. There are about 8 types of smoke that fires produce, but in common fireplace fires, such as this double FF10, there are only 2 types of smoke that are excreted from the fuel forbs, one being gaseous stoichiosis, the other being gaseous stichiosis, of course. This is a gaseous stoichiosis. It is my favorite pattern of smoke, and that's why I have chosen it for this program. The wood here, or fuel, is arranged in a dead cross lay with quite a bit of deflagration. It makes for really enhanced exothermic reactions, and the flash point can get quite high due to this interlacing and interfacing. Really, is more of what it is, causing a Ventura effect of a magnitude that is rarely seen. This affects the FMC level, or the fuel moisture content. Whoa, flare up level 2 right there. Oh wow. Sometimes you just need to stop talking and just focus on the beauty that is fire. I could stare at this fire for 4 days straight. I've done that multiple times before. Stunning. Huh. Okay. I just noticed that sling load. That smoldering sling load. Wow. Wow. Oh, that backdrafting concentration. Wow. As you can see, the fire behavior is starting to change. The intensity, the blaze intensity, fire fingers are getting longer. But the FMP is still quite low. There's no danger here, obviously. This is just in a local fireplace, and the fuel bed is still low enough that that the Haynes index is staying at a manageable level. The FMC, however, is higher than normal, and that makes for usually a more beautiful fire. Oh, hotspot developing here. Wow, wow, oh, very interesting. Wow. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, I could just sit here forever. It's hard to talk technical when you just see this amount of beauty at one time, you know? Oh, flashpoint. Very cool. Very neat. This is just fun. I've been a professor for a long time, and as I said, an ACEM and a CO for the ARFFF, and I just haven't had time to sit down and watch a double FF10 for so long that you start to forget what the real meaning of Christmas is when you don't see these on a regular basis. This is a real... This shows the beauty of a fire triangle, which if you don't know, is oxygen, heat, fuel. Those are the three angles on the fire triangle, or as I like to tell my students, the fun triangle. Oh, here we see the air tack coming up. The backdrafting is concentrating now. Concentrated. The backfire and the backdraft are different. It's very hard to tell them apart, unless you have a trained eye like myself. In that case, it is quite easy to spot. And that's just because the ERC level is beautiful. The energy release component. The ANFLO, or ANFLO level, is getting quite high. Not concerningly high, but high enough that I will have to keep a pretty close look on the fire. Won't be too hard because it's still very gorgeous. I'm just going to have to make sure that there's no backflow. Do some backflow prevention, because the back drafting concentration is concentrating. When I was just a probie, we didn't see fires like this. Not even close. This double FF10 just goes to show you how far we've come in the field of blaze and fire. Once you get past all the red tape and the corporations and the big fire taking over the industry, once you get past all that, you just see something like this, and your faith in blaze and fire is renewed. Sometimes all you need to keep going in this industry is just to see a good double FF10 with a category 11. Well, in this case, it's reaching up to a category 12 already. I'm very pleased with this one. Yeah, gonna be a good Christmas for sure. Merry Christmas, everyone, and may your holidays be safe, fun, and fire-filled. Merry Christmas, and may your Yule logs burn with the knowledge that I've given you while watching this video. Merry Christmas, all you Yule loggers out there, and to all a fire knowledge-filled night. Merry Christmas, everyone, and may fire be part of it. Merry Christmas, and to all a good night, and may knowledge of fire and blazes be dancing in your head instead of sugar plums. Sugar plums can also be dancing in your head, but it's good to have knowledge about fires, especially double FF10s, when you're about to deal with fire the next day. It's good to be prepared. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. May the New Year be filled with fire. This is Dr. Dale Hedberg saying goodbye, Merry Christmas, and may you think about me and all my fire knowledge that I've given to you for free. Amen. God bless. And I thank you for your time.